So, hello everyone. I'm really glad to invite you to the best part of this event. It's a FinTech startup pitch battle. We all know that every crisis creates opportunities. We know that the FinTech community is capable of thinking outside the box, and we can show you the real examples. That's exactly why we decided to have this pitch battle. FinTech Week Lithuania invites you to this short session today and short session tomorrow in order to actually show you the teams that created something significant, something really interesting, and some ideas that could be applied in every corner of this beautiful world, right? Okay, what do we actually care during this FinTech pitch battles? We care about the pivots, we care about the growth during crisis, we care about the winning partnerships, and we care about the solutions that actually conquered the new markets. But before we start, I'd like to present the organizers of this FinTech pitch battles. So allow me to mention everyone. First one is Mita, second one is Baltic Sandbox, the third one is Startup Wise Guys. The fourth one is 70 Ventures. And last but not least, of course, it's Rocket Vilnius. So, guys, today we are gonna have the pre-recorded pitches that will be 3 minutes length, but then we have each and every team answering the live questions. That's the important part, because you can be really, really clever to read something from the paper, but then we have an amazing jury to ask you some difficult questions. Allow me to present each and every of our beautiful jury. Can I start with you, Šarūnė? Šarūnė Smolakytė, the head of Rocket Vilnius. Šarūnė, how are you doing today?
Hello, Andrews. Thank you for having me here. So far, so good. A wonderful day, and I can't wait to hear the pitches that you have prepared for us.
Thank you so much, Šarūnė. Then we have Gitanis Galkis, the partner of 70 Ventures. And Gitanis, do you still do something at Litban?
Hello, yeah, thank you for the introduction. Yes, I'm still on the board of Lithuanian Business Angel Network. And trying to build the better ecosystem for Lithuanian startups, both investing as a VC and helping the angels connect with startups.
Then we have Jonė Vaitulevičiūtė, the partner of Startup Wise Guys in Lithuania. Jonė, what's cooking at your kitchen?
A lot of is cooking, actually. We are scouting intensively, so we have went quite far digitally to now look into Armenia, Georgia, Ukraine, Turkey, and then we will come more to Europe. So it's a lot of work, a lot of interesting insights.
Is there something hot that is coming up that you'd like to mention at the moment? You know, you can thank your mom if you want.
I'll leave it for the later, but I think the hot trends that are coming from the regions that we're looking at right now, it's actually very interesting to compare to what we have here. And yesterday I did a keynote about what the trends we see in the West. So everything kind of follows a very clear tier system. So interesting to see how it develops.
Great, great to hear that. And last but not least, we have Sandra Goldbrecht, the CEO of Baltic Sandbox. Sandra, how is your summer going so far?
Hi, Andres. So far, my summer is going great. As you might know, we switched to online acceleration, and now we have more and more startups, despite the summer, participating in our programs.
I'm really curious what are going to all those real estate owners are going to do while everyone switched to online. But I really think that's a temporary trend that we're facing right now. And Jonė and Sandra, of course, everyone is waiting for a chance to be able to meet live and to have a proper time together, because this is exactly how the innovation starts. Nonetheless, we don't need meeting live to actually innovate, right? And for this, we would like to show you the amazing 6 pitches today. Just before we start, I'd like to note a few things. What is really important today? Really important is the rules of our pitch battle. The pitches will be 3 minutes long, and then we'll have 3 minutes for the Q&As. After that, jury will evaluate each and every pitch in 4 main criteria. The first one is the problem, of course. Then we have a solution. Then is there a market? And of course, does the startup has attraction? And then the prizes, of course, we're not competing here just because. The winners of the battle will receive several prizes today, apart from the glory and everyone's attention, of course, including vacation package at a lighthouse co-working, co-living in Klaipėda, fast track to Startup Wise Guys FinTech Accelerator Selection Bootcamp, fast track to Baltic Sandbox Bootcamp, and other prizes that I'll tell you a bit later. Okay, said that, let's start the battle of the pitches. Okay, I invite the first team. This is Vim Money and the representative of the team, Sofia Herbuzuk.
2020, expectation and reality. After blocking caused by the pandemic, most businesses found themselves in a plight. Demand for goods and services fell. Declining income in some industries created a chain reaction of declining income in other industries and deepened the crisis. How to return demand to pre-pandemic levels? To restore demand for goods and services, it is necessary to restore the purchasing power of citizens. Purchasing power can be restored by creating affordable lending. But in a crisis, financial companies are forced to take tougher measures. Typical lending becomes less affordable and the crisis deepens. Our solution is to restore demand through the introduction of new algorithms for the accumulation of deposits and lending. These algorithms can be implemented by introducing local electronic currency or cryptocurrency. Entrepreneurs will be able to take loans and make mutual settlements in local electronic currency and thus re-establish their business connections. To make loan in local electronic currency more accessible, we have developed a new financial flow management system. In this case, we have the algorithm of automatic combustion and return of funds. Users are motivated not by fear of fines, but by the possibility of obtaining additional income. This approach accelerates the circulation of money and can potentially speed up the re-establishment of business connections. The size of the market can be estimated by studying the statistics of declining enterprises' income in the post-pandemic period. Potential customers are sellers and buyers, users of social networks and mobile applications. Potential customers are employees and employers who need financial assistance. In addition, they are private investors who are looking for new sources of income growth. As of now, there is already a working prototype site, vimmoney.com. VimMoney platform combines social network, marketplace, and internal payment system. Our team is able to solve technical tasks, but given the scale of the project, more resources are needed, so we are now actively looking for partners and investors. For the system to work properly, we need to register a financial company. The system can be implemented in the form of an electronic money issuer or a crypto company. Our goal is to build a better world. We hope that our system will help entrepreneurs to rebuild their business and bring us closer to a better future.
That was the first pitch, and thank you for that. Dear jury, do we have questions?
Sure. So I can
Dennis?
So probably the first question: why do you need blockchain for this? Why is it? Why cannot this be done on a regular system? What advantages does it give?
Good afternoon. I'm a consultant and assistant of the money company. I'm right now in contact with our CEO. So I'll translate your question quickly back to him and then translate back. So please hold on several seconds. We need blockchain. So for now, we have the project is on the MVP stage. So it wasn't our priority for now, but for the future, we need blockchain to protect information and for stability.
So banks don't protect information and are not stable. That's the assumption, or
We need this for transparency for our clients, for our customers.
who would be the customers?
Our customers are buyers, entrepreneurs, so mostly these two types. And yes, entrepreneurs, buyers.
Anyone has any other questions?
Yeah, I would like to ask, at
Sharon?
which stage are you currently with your product?
Our product is on the MVP stage. We have already a website, so anyone can log in and test the system. You can find instructions on that website. So it's a working platform. You can find all the details, how it works there. You can try it. You can see how everything works inside.
Maybe I can.
But we had to stop because we had already people that started registering there, and we had to pause it for a second because we need more assistance if we want to make it a bigger project. But people were already trying to use the website and testing our platform.
Just maybe a side note. I think the project is actually disbursing the capital, not testing the website. So for me as an investor, or in a way an interested party, I would not be interested in even learning about the website. I would be interested in actually seeing, can you disburse those loans and get them back once the business has solved its issue. So without this, it's I don't care if there's a website or something else. It's just an underlying business.
Yeah, so maybe a question related to Gitanis' remark is, can you briefly tell the timeline and what are you looking for to take it from a website to actually a tested solution? And I think we don't even need to touch upon the blockchain part, which is, I think, it's quite far-fetched from now.
First, I'd like to tell that our timeline and our next steps depend on whether we register that company as whether we work with cryptocurrency or electronic currency, because it makes a big difference. We are very flexible in this question. We know that in some countries it's easier to work with electronic currency, and in others we can try cryptocurrency. So it depends where we register a company. The company is right now registered in Ukraine as LLC. The CEO, Andrei Zhuknik, has 100% of the capital. We have a team, but in Ukraine, the legislation is not right now adapted for cryptocurrency and companies in this sphere. So we are looking for implementing it in the EU with the help of investors and our future partners. So we'd like to register it in another country, so that would be easier with the legislation and everything. So yes, it basically depends whether it would be a cryptocurrency or electronic currency, but we are flexible to meet any requirements and wishes of our partners or investors.
Okay. Thank you.
And we have one last question from Sandra.
Thank you. So talking about the cryptocurrency, over the last several years, we all have seen that cryptocurrencies have proven themselves overrated and unsustainable. So why do you actually need another cryptocurrency? Why to create it? Why not operate with the fiat money normally?
So our main task is not to create a new cryptocurrency and use it. Our main task is to create a financial flow management system and research the different and new motivational systems for customers. So that is our main goal.
That was the first startup to present their idea, problem, and solution. Thank you so much, Sophia. It was nice having you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.
We move on to our next startup, and I'd like to present Travel Union and Roman Cornu.
Hello, my name is Roman, and I'm CEO here at Travel Union. No one would argue that tourism is experiencing the deepest crisis in its history. Hotels are empty, planes got stuck on the ground, huge tourism infrastructure remains virtually unused. The old problems in the tourism still exist. Did you know that 95% of revenue is kept by banks for a whole week and 5% for up to 3 months as fraud prevention deposit? For travelers, today experts worldwide have already stated that after the crisis, travel will be more expensive due to safety measures. Here at Travel Union, we aim to break this deadlock. Our solution is travel-related digital banking platform, combining a bank, a payment system, loyalty system with a new travel currency time and a travel marketplace. Union means that we are going to unite travelers and travel companies, providing a direct channel for communication and settlement between them. Okay, you would ask me, what travel companies will get in the end? I think actually all they can dream of. All the regular banking services with below market commissions, instant settlements, and the most important, a new distribution channel to dedicated customer market segment, customers of Travel Union. Companies will be able to sell last-minute deals for loyalty, time, provide significant cashback in time, increase the average check through consumer loans. And what about people? People will get our simple-to-use and efficient mobile app alongside with the general banking functionalities. It provides special cashback in time for partners' offers which are not available to non-clients. The list of discount offers is constantly updated based on the user's interest and change in location. And how are we going to make money on this? In addition to 2% commissions for payments and settlements being received by all digital banks, Travel Union will receive up to 50% in sales commission for tourism services being sold through our platform. We're also going to develop loans to travelers and travel partners and get interest income up to 15% and share our income with our clients in time rewards. All that I'm telling you here is not just a dream and idea. We have a ready-to-use technological solution, and we are going to be among those shaping the future of the industry. Time has come to revive the travel and banking industry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Roman, for your pitch. And now I turn to Jury. Jury, do we have questions?
Yeah, thank you, Roman, for the presentation. I think I'm lucky because I've seen your pitch deck, so it was a bit easier for me to understand what you were talking about. My question might be a bit specific. So you said that you can provide cash back in time. Does that mean that you actually have to have the liquidity on your side and have the money to support that? Or do you run into any risk?
Yeah. So the idea is just all the time is backed by cash. So I have so the idea is of time. Yeah. So so we receive as a bank or as electronic money institution, we receive fee and commission from settlement companies. We receive it from our partners, and so we just not take all this commission to ourselves. We just share this commission with our clients. Yeah, and we of course we keep like a special deposit, like a cover for this time. Yeah, so it's 100% backed, especially at e-money institution stage, and later at the bank stage. When we get there, it will be so we will see upon liquidity of this how much money is spent, so we can decrease this amount of coverage.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have
So
more questions,
effectively,
Dennis?
like, the next question, if I settle, so for example, if my client paying in time to my partner, so effectively, so I see transaction in time, but my partner receives cash in the end.
Thank you.
Roman, maybe just a clarification. If I understand, you want to eventually establish a bank that would deal with the both parties, the agencies and the travelers. It seems to be a very high cost as fixed of actually capital requirement and so on. And in the end, you will also have a high, in my mind, the high customer acquisition cost. So what volumes do you need to have in order to pay off?
Okay, let me explain where we're now and what we are doing. So at this moment, we already received 2 weeks ago electronic money institution. So my finding at the moment is 1 million, of which over 500 is in cash. So so far to create application, background, and put first customers and partners on board, I spent just 300. Yeah, just for you to understand. So regarding the bank, yeah, for special banking license, we need 1 million as a capital, and I think this is not a big deal. Yeah, so as soon as we are already active, so today we started our so-called time hunter game. So with onboarding of clients, we already have a big partner, which is Testour, the first partner we onboarded. We signed already with 6 hotels in Greece, like 5 4-star hotels, and they provide their 5 to 7 nights as present to our clients for solving this puzzles in this time hunter game. So at this moment, I'm interacting these clients from my network of partners, yeah, and this is effectively free. Just for you to understand, yeah. So for a regular bank, so the customer costs something like 200 euro. For fintech bank, it's from 50 to 70. For me at this moment, because I attract clients from my partners, yeah, this is free. Okay, and so when I start issuing cards, it will be something like, so for the card, like, and what I provide for free, it will be around 11 euro plus some marketing expenses, like 20 euros max. Yeah, because we have very wide network of partners, and they are ready to provide these clients to us. So this is like the main.
I believe that it's free. It's It can't be free, because you'll need KYC costs and AML costs and checking verification.
As I explained, so every client, like for me, yeah, so the cost of one client is 11 euro. Yeah, so this is card, KYC, and all the cost of one client. So what's on top of 11 euros? This is my marketing expenses.
I don't buy it, but fine.
No, it's if you don't buy it, I can show you like calculation. It's not like something. It's not like. So because we already printed cards, we already like signed all the agreements with like all the providers. We integrated with processing, we integrated with currency cloud. So we did all the integration. So I know my costs very well. It's not just cost. This is like not in the model. This is already my life. Yeah. So this agreement signed. This is my calculation.
But onboarding partners, signing with them contracts, having them as distributor networks, all of this costs money. You may work for free, but if you want to scale, it will not be for free.
Onboarding partners, so the partner, first of all, partners, so as I explained, so there is a big problem for travel industry, yeah? So the main problem is a problem for travel industry. It was before COVID-19 and it's still the same, yeah? So the problem is, so the travel is treated by all the banks as fraudulent, bad, unclear, like a lot of cash and so on. So this is a niche. This is one thing, yeah? Another point, so travel industry has a lot of services which is not sold today, they will expire tomorrow. So travel industry is ready to provide very high cashback, and they need additional way how to sell it. So effectively through this time, we create a special niche. It's like, you probably the best example in microeconomy, it's like segment. Yeah, for example, a businessman can fly in the same flight. Yeah, for 2,000 euro. Yeah, and you would have a student who's flying for 100 euro, and they sit in like together. Yeah, so if you create a special segment, like in my case, a special segment are travelers, who are clients of travel union and who can pay in time. Yeah, I mean, like it's in special, not currency, but in special loyalty points. Yeah, so you receive this, and you can help all the partners to sell what they are not able to sell. So my proposition for the partners, it's not just banking services, verified clients, no fraud, but the most important is this niche which I provide access to. And they happy
So
to
much,
jump
Roman.
in.
I'm
Yeah, just for you to understand. At this moment, I have 12
Roman,
hotels
do you
and I
hear
have
me?
test tools. Put jump and I pay
Roman, do you
nothing
hear
to them.
me? That's a beautiful, beautiful answer. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we cannot afford ourselves to have that much of time for answering the questions. And dear audience, yes, I see your questions. Unfortunately, we have no time. So thank you so much, Roman. We have to move on because we have other projects to be presented. So allow me to present our third pitch, and it's gonna be Oval Global and the founder, Ilya Kosolapov.
Hello, my name is Ilya Kosolapov. I'm one of the founders of InsurTech project Oval. Why every person, when hearing the word insurance, thinks about something bureaucratic, slow and heavy? I remember my first working day in the insurance company in Vienna. I was in cargo claim department. A new claim declaration was received and I asked my boss to help me to work with the claim. The answer was, don't be in a hurry, let's do it in 1 week. I understood that something is wrong in the insurance industry, and that is how the market still works today. Do you know that almost 75% of potential market is not covered by insurance companies? Just imagine the number of new clients if they realize that insurance can be fast and seamless, if a client gets compensation when it's needed, immediately, and even no single touch with the insurance company. Our team knows the solution. We create not just a technical platform, but entirely new insurance experience, focused on new products with instant claim payment, white-labeled to be included to any B2B partner. We automate insurance policy to make insurance fast, seamless, and pleasant for clients. Accident, moments, money. Yes, so easy. It's possible due to reliable, independent, in-time data provision. Insurance companies pay us a fee for each policy sold. Commission-based revenue sharing is natural for insurance. We have created the machine which can be easily scaled. We have started with flight delay insurance as a proof of concept, and now we apply the proven approach to new products and new markets, including the biggest insurance market, car protection. How it works? From the installed telematics device, Oval knows all the real data about the accident in seconds. Just imagine, for example, a Mercedes driver who gets money just after the crash, which could be spent immediately. And we have launched a technical pilot already in CIS. Let me picture the potential European market opportunity, even only in motor insurance. Our average policy price is around 250 euros. Our fee is 6%, or 15 euros. That's just €1 per month. Around 75 million contracts are renewed every year, and more than 200 million have no insurance because of lack of economical sense. With an assumption of 0.3 penetration, we plan to get 3.4 on existing and 9 million euro per year on totally new market segment. Amazing? And just one product line. Shortly about launch strategy. Pilot with a flexible insurance company first, then having working proof of concept, we propose our products to giants of insurance industry for their existing clients and most important, to new ones, attracted by our innovative products. We have succeeded with approach in CIS market. Next is Europe. We have already signed agreement with Lithuanian insurance broker MAI before the pandemic and partnered with Baltic Sandbox Accelerator during the pandemic period. These partners will open new markets for Oval. Now, we are looking for B2B partners in motor and travel verticals to distribute our innovative solutions. Contact me if you are interested in offering new kind of products to your clients. We have a unique product, a team, a vision, and strategy. So, we are ready to make a real difference in insurance.
Thank you so much, Ilya, for your pitch. And now I turn to the jury. Jury, do we have questions?
You mentioned real-time data, so I'm interested, how is it compatible with various industries? For example, automotive and airplanes, how is it different?
Well, thank you, Andreas, for the introduction. Thank you, de jure. I'm happy to be here. For the question you asked about the in-time data provision, it differs from every product. As I told, we started from flight delay. In this product, we are integrated with independent data system flight stat or flight in the air. And from there, we get all the information about the flights, delay or cancellation. And according to this data, the insurance company agrees to make it. If we speak about the car protection, we get the data from the installed telematics device on the car. And this device gives us all about the just from every second. How was the crash, what was the strength, and where was the impact. So repeating, in every product, every independent information.
So are these the two key industries you are currently focusing right now?
Correct. The investors ask us to be focused, and these two verticals, travel insurance and car protections, are our focus. In the travel insurance, it's not only flight delay, we add new risks also, like, for example, baggage delay. In the car protection, it's not only car damage, but also personal accident, for example.
Yone, I saw you had a question.
Yeah. Can you elaborate a little bit about how the testing is going over here in the Baltics? I heard it right? That you have a deal with one of the insurance companies. How many users do you have using it? Any statistics on that?
We do not have at the moment the traction at the Baltic market. We signed first binding agreement with the insurance broker in Vilnius, and now we are finalizing the first product with one of the insurance company on the local market.
Thank you so much, dear jury. Thank you for your questions. Thank you, Ilya. That was a nice pitch and nice answers. We have to move on. I'd like to present everyone our third pitch, and it's Raison AI and the founder, Alexander Zaitsev.
Hello everyone, my name is Alex and I'm here from Raison.ai, a magic app for managing personal finance and investments. We started our project because of the problems which faced our customers, like overflooded market of digital financial services, excess of information noise, lack of regulation, and of course higher ticket for pre-IPO and private equity markets. So in April 2019 we launched an app which solved the majority of those problems, and the coolest thing we offered to the customers was the opportunity to invest in private equity and pre-IPO companies like they could never did before, starting with only €100 and in a fully legal environment. Raison is available for users all around the world, but Europe is the target market for us. Our business model is pretty simple. We collect fees. We collect fees for example, exchange operations, and of course we have a margin inside those investment opportunities we offer to the customers in private equity and pre-IPO markets. Our main competitors are the neobanks and the online platforms offering the investment opportunities. I'd like to benchmark us with Revolut, which is only 5 years old and is valued for more than €6 billion. So who's looking, and I'm sure that we are going to be a unicorn in a couple of next years, and for those who's looking for equity upside, I'm offering to join us. Why I'm sure of success? Because of our key metrics. We have more than 4,000 customers on the platform right now, starting from April 2019, and we have a pretty cool growth rate of the customers. It's something about 40% per month. Also, we had a pretty cool and growth rate of the customer sessions on the platform, starting from 19,000 when we launched an app to more than €1.5 million. We were also recognized by several well-known organizations like TechCrunch, for example. In 2019, we were chosen as top 5 EU fintech startups. And I'm also sure of success because of the team. We have a great experience in IT and financial sectors, working in the major companies in CIS, Russia, and Europe. We have already raised more than 700 thousand of euro from private customers, from private investors, and now we are looking for an opportunity to offer the investors our equity up to 1 million of euro. And of course, we are looking for partnerships with banks and acquirers and additional financial institutions. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Alexander, for an amazing pitch, and I really much hope to see you this autumn at the Slush conference in Helsinki. We'll see how will that happen. Now I turn to the jury. Jury, do we have questions? Sandra?
Yeah, we do. Thank you. So I have two questions, basically. First of all, what's your customer acquisition cost at the moment? And secondly, you mentioned that you are fundraising now. So how are you going to spend the money?
Jury, can you spare me with some more moments about the pitch then, since we cannot hear our founder speaking? Sharuna, what do you think about this project?
I really think it's interesting, has a perspective, and I have also a couple of questions from my side that I would like to go deeper. So one of them, he mentioned that currently they have Airbnb and SpaceX on their platform. So, how to onboard the companies there and, how fast they can move on with onboarding the new ones.
So you have the same question. How can you approach Airbnb and SpaceX? Should you use LinkedIn, or maybe it's a Facebook that you should be using, right?
Well, I believe we'll hear a different secret recipe.
Exactly. They actually know someone from those companies. Jonia, what do you think about this project?
I hope it's not a project. I hope it's a startup, a company.
That's a very good
but
remark.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always a little bit scared when a young startup compares itself to Revolut and says this is not much that they achieved. So. But there might be a good reasoning behind it. So I understand that the sound is on and we can back.
Yeah, Alexander, do you hear us?
Yes, I do. Can you hear me?
Amazing, amazing. So we,
Great.
unfortunately, we
I
spend
don't
a lot
follow
of
the
time. So Sandra, can you repeat your question shortly? And we have 1 minute for the answer.
Yeah, I had this question. What's your current customer acquisition cost comparing to your lifetime value? And how are you planning to spend the money that you're going to raise?
Sure. So the customer acquisition cost is 12 euro. We are going to spend money on the additional developments and, of course, on marketing it to scale the product. Because we have tested the hypothesis and we do understand that the customers do need our product. We are generating revenues right now. Our revenue for 2019 was something about 200,000 euro. So we're just raising money to scale up.
Do you have one more question? Yes, Gitanis, please.
So how much do you earn on one customer on average? And how long he has to stick around?
It depends on the product which he's buying. So generally, if the customer is working with the private equity companies, we're generating something about 12 to 15% from the customer's purchase amounts. So, and it depends on the volumes of the purchasings of the customers.
In that the investment has to grow more than, let's say, 12% for the customer to be at least in the money?
Yes, but speaking about the private equity markets, it's a normal yield. So there are no problems. This is just the premium for the size which our customers paying when they are purchasing the small batches of the shares. Still, it's not directly. I have heard the question about the Airbnb. So we're not onboarding Airbnb or SpaceX directly to the platform. We're using the investment infrastructure, which is offering the customers the units of the funds, which have the underlying asset of Airbnb or SpaceX, for example, and it's fully legal, managed by US SEC-regulated investment advisor. And it solves the problem with the legal issues, possible legal issues.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was Raison AI and Alexander Zaitsev. Thank you, jury, for your questions. We have to move on because I see the clock is ticking. I'd like to present you our next startup that is gonna pitch. It's Evervest and the founder, Stephanie Brennan. Stephanie, it's your time.
The finance industry really can't keep up with the next generation of investors, the same way that tech companies like Facebook, Uber, and Spotify can. It's time to make investing as simple as having a smartphone and a good Wi-Fi connection, the way it should be. Over 93% of stock market value is divided between 3 continents, America, Europe, and Asia, but the access to other markets is both limited and costly. We're uniting the world's stock exchanges in one simple app and making them accessible to investors across the globe. At the same time, we're also educating people, empowering them to make wise investment decisions and secure their financial future. We're like the Spotify of global stock trading, with easy-picking stock playlists and the ability to follow your friends' portfolios. Our business model is simple. We place a small margin on FX at the time of a trade. There's a small cost to place an instant trade. And we also place a small margin on the brokerage costs we get charged to access stock markets outside the US. Our target demographic of 18 to 35-year-olds are part of the Gen Z and millennial demographics that now make up 63.5% of the world's population. And despite this, investments in the stock market continue to form a significant part of household financial assets all over the world. In fact, 89% of our target demographic invest, but sadly, only 18% feel confident in their investment knowledge. We're ready to go for our launch date scheduled for Q2 of this year. And in terms of going to market, we focus on providing value, drawing customers to our product and creating a loyal following. We do this a number of ways, but our core focus is on our partnerships with universities, whereby we support students to gain work and practical investment experience, while also beta testing our app and helping us to shape our roadmap in line with the needs and wants of the next generation of investors. Since January 2018, we've really hit the ground running. We've won multiple pitch battles. We've been a guest speaker at multiple events. We've been featured in more than 70 media articles across the globe. I was listed in the top 200 most influential women in fintech. We've signed with multiple partners, including universities, to support our go-to-market strategy. And we've also raised more than 304% of our initial fundraising target in our first crowdfunding round. We're also joined by an experienced and passionate team, including 2 of our board members, a former vice president of NatWest that led their Brexit strategy, and the former executive director of the Bank of Lithuania, one of the regulators we're obtaining our financial brokerage license from. We've also achieved some great feedback. My first personal favorite is from a Polish journalist that said, "Since the app is not yet available, I felt a little bit like licking candy through the glass." We're ready to launch, and we're inviting you to join our mission, because together we can change the way the world invests.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for this pitch. And now I'd like to turn to the jury. 12 points from Lithuania. Where should they go? I'm joking. Sharuna, you have a question. I see that.
Hello, Stephanie, and thank you very much for your presentation. As we've seen, your MVP was live from 2008. So what's still missing for you to kick it off and pass the stage?
Sure. Well, firstly, thank you for having me, and thank you for a great question. So we started in January 2018, but that was when we launched our free investment education blog. So we have created our beta, and we are waiting on our license approvals. So we submitted our license to the Bank of Lithuania at the end of last year, and we submitted to the FCA as of last week. So because of COVID, there's been a couple of delays on licensing, because all regulators at the moment are focusing on managing the Tier 1 capital adequacy ratios of banks, which is very important at this current time. So we are expecting that our license approval with the FCA will come through by the end of this month, and then soon after, in about July, August, we're expecting our license from the Bank of Lithuania as well, pending no more delays.
Thank you so much. Jone?
Thank you, Stephanie, for presentation. I think, we know you have been around for a lot of pitch battles, and congratulations on winning those. But I think as investors, we're interested to see, so where are those users, right? Now in the pitch, I saw that you're about to launch your MVP in Q2 of 2020, which is like ends in 15 days. So is it true? And the second is, when are the first users coming?
Yeah, sure. So as a regulated company, we can't launch with live trades until we have a license. So we are expecting, as I mentioned, our FCA license to come through by the end of this month, and then we will start our alpha testing, not only internally with our team, but we'll start placing live trades as well with our seeders investors, and then from there, university students, and we'll start rolling out to our waitlist as well. In terms of your other question, how we sort of expect to scale from there, it's really a matter of rolling out to our waitlist and then to the general public.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. Thank you so much, Yuri. That was startup called Evervest. We move on to our next startup, and I'd like to present Remit, Radar, and Sergey Markov.
Hello, greetings to everyone. I will present to you Remit Radar, a company launched in 2016 in the United Kingdom. It was launched as an aggregation and comparison service for senders and receivers of remittances. Who are these people? There are 250 million people, mostly migrant workers, who leave home and go abroad to earn money and send it back to their families. And on the receiving end, there is 700 million of their family members who depend on this money for their livelihood. Well, it is difficult for them to understand the commissions and the exchange rates and find the office locations and understand their working hours. So we have taken all the trouble out of this process, and we show them the best deals. We run all the numbers. We show them the total amount received after all the deductions by the recipient, and we show them the agency locations. So they are very grateful to us, and they were using our service a lot. We currently have 350,000 monthly average users and over 11 million customers. So we, in order to provide this free service, we aggregate data from over 360 money transfer companies and cover most of the market. The service is in operation since 2016, and it allows us to compile GDPR-compliant data on our users. What can we do with this data? Our ambition is within the next three years to transform the industry in the same way like Hotels.com and Skyscanner transformed the travel industry. Being right at the beginning of the customer journey, we can always assign to the transaction the optimal routing, even if it is a connecting routing. The direct flight is not always the best, not always the cheapest. Sometimes it is much better to send money via a connection. We have the technology for this, and we will make money on this. What else can we do with this data? We can help the families of migrant workers access credit. Currently, for the local lenders, their income is not very transparent because it comes from abroad in the form of remittance. We have the data from both sides of the money transfer, and therefore we can supply the necessary information to build the credit scoring. Our technology has traction. We are present in most of the countries in the world. We have 11.5 million users, and our team includes individuals who are very experienced in payments here, including one of the founders of MoneyGram, and Prince Michael of Kent, His Royal Highness Prince Michael of Kent, is our global ambassador. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sergey, for this amazing pitch. And now I turn to the jury. Jury, do we have questions?
I can.
Gitanis?
So, hello, Sergey. Probably the first question is, who are your customers or ideal customers that you want to have, and how do you reach them?
Hello, Labadiena. First of all, before answering this question, I would like to convey to you greetings from our CTO, Denis Kochubey, who is Lithuanian, but he trusted me to do this presentation. The customers for our free service of data comparison and aggregation are the migrant workers. 250 million people who send money and 750 million people who are on the receiving end. So that's a total addressable market of 1 billion people with $2 trillion income combined. Every year, they move among themselves in form of money transfers, $600 billion. How do we acquire them? all our growth has been organic. Currently, we have 11.5 million users in our database, and our monthly average, we have 350,000 monthly average users. We have never had to spend even $1 on marketing and promotion, because the clever algorithm that our CTO Denis Kochubey created put us always in the searches because we are more relevant than one given money transfer company. Anybody who searches for a money transfer option would find us in the top 3 searches without us paying for this, just because we are more relevant. So the customer acquisition cost, the fixed customer acquisition cost for the free service is 0. Now, regarding our monetization models, in different monetization models, paying customers are different. For example, in connected remittances, it will be the money transfer companies that will receive additional business from connected remittances. And we don't have to acquire them because 360 remittance companies are already connected. In case of the lending model to migrant workers and their families, our clients, of course, are the financial institutions. Once again, they are after us, not the other way around, because we are opening to them access to a very substantial group of people to whom they currently don't have access.
Thank you so much, Sergey. And now I see one more question coming in from Yone.
Very related question. You mentioned you have a number of users in a database. What does it mean to have a user in a database? Are they using the product? Are they paying for the product? What is this category?
The aggregation comparison service is free to the user. Its purpose is to accumulate, for us to accumulate the GDPR compliant customer data. 350,000 monthly average users, and over the years that we have been around, some of course drop off and some continue regularly to use our service. Those who continue regularly are 11 million people.
Yes, and one more question from Sandra.
Hi, so who are your competitors, and how do you compete with them actually?
Our main competitor is Monitor.com. This is also an aggregation comparison website who came into being after us. We were the first. We actually discovered this opportunity because one of our founders was also one of the founders of the entire remittance industry in the early 90s. So we understood that with smartphone penetration into the migrant workers brackets, to the poor people, we have this opportunity. So we were the first to start. Monitor raised capital last year and overtook us in number of monthly average users, but we are different in 4 respects. First, we have more money transfer companies connected to our service than anyone we know in the industry. Secondly, we have more API connections with money transfer companies than anyone. But the most important difference is our business model and monetization model. Everybody uses this data to do lead generation and digital marketing. We also do this. Doing this year, we have made $150,000 so far, but that's where they start. Where they end, we actually start. For us, much more interesting is to transform the money transfer industry by creating those connected routes. Before Skyscanner or Expedia, people, if they wanted to get from A to B, they had to take a direct flight. But now a lot of people take connecting flights because it's cheaper, even if a direct flight is available. The same is the situation in the money transfer industry. If you want to move it from A to B, currently your only option is to find a money transfer company that has payment licenses in both countries. It's likely to charge you 5, 6, even 7%. But there's always a possibility to find a cheaper route if it goes through cheaper corridors like A to C and C to B. Being right at the beginning of the customer journey, we can propose cheaper connecting routings for money transfers that currently are not present in the market. And by this, we are going to make dozens of times more money than just by lead generation that everybody is doing. Our financial model says that even if only 20% of the remittances in 3 years from now take connected routings rather than the direct routes, and if we have only 5% of that market, and if we charge only 0.2% commission on the transaction, then our annual revenue will be $49 million in 3 years, which we hope is true.
Thank you so much, Sergey. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we have no time left for your pitch. That was Sergey Markov from the startup Remit Radar. Thank you so much. And with this, I would like to say that the first stage or the first day of the pitches has ended. But now it's the best part. We all know that pitching is just one thing because we have a lot of viewers. I'd like to turn to the jury to have a short reflection session. Dear jury, could you just spare me with your opinion on what we just saw today? And maybe we could wrap it up into some hints for the other startups that are looking at the moment. Sharuna, maybe I could start with you. How was the pitches and did you find something missing?
Usually I'm used to the live pitches when you see people in front of you and you could feel the emotion. So definitely the vibe is different. But from the presentations themselves, I would advise practically for all the companies to work out more on the presentation, especially when jury has such a short time to evaluate you. In my opinion, it's not only enough to talk about the big vision, but also to show some numbers. So we've seen it in a couple of the presentations, but many of the guys just mentioned it briefly. And it would be nice to go deeper into where you actually are right now and your future forecast, the milestone that you would like to achieve in the most recent times.
Thank you so much, Aruna. Gitanis, what's your take on the pitches that you saw, and maybe you could comment it from the investor's perspective?
So I truly agree with your comments. The key issue I see, and maybe it's also because of the short time, it's very difficult for you to transfer your idea and why are you pitching. So I think the first thing you need to answer for yourself, why are you on stage today? And then have this message go through your slides. So I missed it in many slides. Then it's very likely that I'm not super brilliant or brilliant at all, and that's why it's hard to understand your idea. So in my mind, it's very important, especially in this kind of setting, to speak in a stupid, simple language. So even with the last speaker, I totally didn't get it what he's doing when the presentation was happening. I got it in his third question answer, where it was much more explanatory and much more straightforward. So in general, a business is what do you do, where do you create the value, how do you acquire the customer, and what's the difference between the customer acquisition and the price you sell. So trying and explaining it in a stupid, simple sentence and putting the cherry on the top, what are you looking for? Why is it a good investment? So try this, maybe it will help.
Thank you so much, Gitanis. Jone, can I turn to you? You represent an accelerator. So what would be your comment on the startups pitching that we saw today?
I'm glad to hear that. I think we are all on the same page. So the missing things, and one definitely that we will spot very early on, being an accelerator, an investor, an expert, is the vanity metrics, is the number of users or the number of users in a database, etc., etc. So there are a numbers of those metrics that startups usually use that don't convert in any business. So really forget about those. We will spot those immediately. And I think this is where most of the questions went to. And the second is, for sure, agree with Gitanis, what's your ask? So why are you pitching here today? I know the prizes are great, but you could really leverage us for probably much more than a prize. So.
Or just tell, I came for the prize.
Yeah, that would be very memorable, I think.
Thank you so much. Sandra, would you like to add something?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I completely agree with the rest of the jury. And actually, there are two more things. We've done a lot of online pitching, and I've seen a lot of online pitching. So can you imagine I'm the person who is looking at the screen at the moment and trying to listen to you at the same time? And you have 15 to 20 sentences on the screen. Where should I focus my attention? Should I listen to your voice, or should I try to read what's on the screen? This is pretty it's a pretty big distraction, and it's impossible to understand what you're doing exactly. And the second one, talking about metrics, I guess there were like 0 companies where I have seen one of the 2 main metrics, like customer acquisition cost and lifetime value. I can't judge by the amount of users how good you are. I can't judge by the amount of the competitions that you won. But I can actually see unit economics from 2 numbers, and those numbers are really important. So it totally makes sense.
Thank you so much, dear jury. That was a reflection from our jury. That's a new practice that we like to apply to all of our pitching events. Because we not only want to ask you questions, we also would like to give you some comments and something to learn from. And now, dear jury, that's the best part. We have 3 amazing prizes. I'd like to mention just few of them. We have Cloud Booster Prize, we have Rocket Vilnius Prize, and we have Baltic Sandbox Prize. But for us to be able to announce the winners, we would like to ask you to spare us some 5 minutes of time. Now, everyone who is watching us, you can actually just get that drink that you really wanted already. And dear jury, I'd like you to actually sit down and to evaluate each and every pitch that you saw today in 4 main criteria: problem, solution, market, and traction. So, dear viewers, we are coming back in 5 minutes and we will announce the prizes. So stay tuned, and that's an ad break now. And welcome back, dear lovely people that are watching us today and right now online or on any device that you prefer. So, the jury had a lot of discussions, but I already know the winners. Okay, no, let me begin again. I don't know the winners, but I'll invite the people that will announce the winners. In any case, we have 3 amazing prizes, and the first day of pitch battles is about to end. Allow me to present the first prize. The prize is presented by the Cloud Booster company, and it is $5,000 of Amazon World Services credits. And the winner is, can I have this sound or something, or drums or something happening here? Okay, I can play myself. So, the winner is the team or the startup Raisin AI. Congratulations, guys. You get $5,000 of credits. I feel lonely here, you know, and I'd like to invite someone else to announce the second prize. Can I invite Sandra Goldreich from the company Baltic Sandbox? Sandra, please join me and tell me what is the next prize and who is the winner.
Hi, Andrews. Thanks for inviting me. So the next prize is the fast track to our Baltic Sandbox Bootcamp, which is happening already next week. And the winner from our side is Raisin AI again. Thank you for showing some traction on the slides, metrics. It was really interesting to see it.
Congratulations, Raisin AI, the second prize, guys. You're doing great. Thank you so much, Sandra. And now I'd like to invite our third representative of the third prize, Sharuna Smolakite from Rocket Vilnius. Sharuna, please join me on stage.
Hello, Andrews.
So what is the prize?
What is the price? As you already mentioned in the beginning, that's a really wonderful price that matches the current situation we are right now. So first of all, it's summer, and I believe same as us and all the startups can't wait to go outside and enjoy some of the sunlight. As well, we are just right after the quarantine, and we cannot travel too far, so we need to enjoy more of our local adventures. And as we know, startups don't have much time to rest and go on vacation, so we decided to send them on a workation to one of the coolest places by the seaside in Lithuania, which is called Lighthouse, and you will get a fully covered for your co-working and co-living during your stay here. So I would like to announce the winner, and the winner is Oval. So
Oval Global, congratulations, guys.
Congrats.
You're going to the seaside and you have to work there. That's the minor problem.
well, that's the tough life of startups. So congratulations, and we hope to see you around.
Thank you so much, Arune. And guys, congratulations one more time. And for everyone who is watching us at the moment, I'd like to tell you that was only the first edition of the startups. Tomorrow, we're having even more startups and even more prizes. So stay tuned with the FinTech Week.